Hi, I'm Maria Thea Harris or Velosos on social media. Welcome back to Sew Over 50 podcast on Sew Organised Style. Grab a cuppa and relax with us.
Sew Organised Style podcast acknowledges traditional owners of country throughout Australia. We pay our respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures and to the elders past, present and emerging.
Thanks for joining us on Sew Over 50 podcast. We're celebrating how Sew Over It has collaborated and embraced the Sew Over 50 community recently. It's been a wonderful collaboration. Sew Over 50 intersects with all communities. Lisa Comfort of Sew Over It has recently collaborated with Sew Over 50, giving us all great visibility and representation. It's now over 3 years since Judith Staley and Sandy back with blogging support from Susan Young to create Sew Over 50 and all the social issues that we've faced during these times. Alma of Sew Over It is here to talk about this collaboration. Hi, Alma.
Hi, Maria. Thanks for having me.
It's really lovely to meet you and congratulations on this collaboration with Sew Over 50.
Thank you. Yeah, we are so over it. We're very, very happy with how it turned out. We're very proud of it.
You know, all the work that has gone on from the community perspective and then looking at all of the patterns that Sew Over It has created over these years, you know, it's wonderful that we've gotten to this point. Can you talk to our listeners about how this all evolved?
Sure. Back in the summer, our founder and director, Lisa Comfort, she decided to get in touch with the ladies at Sew Over 50 to kind of make contact to start a collaboration of some sort. We didn't know exactly what it was going to be or what it was going to look like, but she was just really determined to make an effort to connect the two things. So our company, Sew Over It, and the Sew Over 50 community. And then from there, basically, we just opened the channel to communication and we've been going back and forth trying to decide what shape this collaboration would take. And then I got involved. I deal with all the social media for Sew Over It. And so I did a lot of back and forth with Judith and Sandy to talk about, what shape the collaboration would take. And we decided on doing a whole week dedicated to Sew Over 50 on the Sew Over It platforms. So first we decided on a date and we settled on October. And then we started choosing the content that we would feature. So there was a lot of combing through their hashtags and our hashtags to find the meeting point between the two. And there is a lot, luckily. So I think we found some great images and stories to share.
The fact that you went to that depth of looking at what was already available and, what people have done with Sew Over It. I mean, that's a really good reflection of how Lisa values the community and the work that they've been doing.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. And also it's nice to see that, a lot of people who are already our customers are very much active in the Sew Over 50 community as well. It was nice on both sides, I think.
Was it a challenge to develop this whole week when you've got people who live in different countries and different time zones?
Yeah, so we're lucky that we're now all used to, because of the various lockdowns around the world. In a way, we're all used to working out everything online. So Judith is in the UK and Sandy's in Australia and we are in the UK. But, we had a Zoom meeting. It was fine. We talked about everything. We messaged at all hours and we just gradually put everything together. And I think it's quite amazing, a sign of the times of how technologically advanced we've all had to get.
I know.
But it's amazing. I think it's amazing also that you're in Australia now while we're talking. I think it's, it's great. And the fact that the sewing community doesn't need to have any boundaries of geographic boundaries or age boundaries or anything boundaries. So it's great.
And I think that's the great thing about this collaboration is that, Sew Over It is embracing this huge community of sewers. And as you said, we already use Sew Over It patterns.
Yeah, you're wearing one right now, right?
That's right. I'm wearing the Eve dress that I just happened to make a couple of weeks ago.
Amazing.
And it's been in my stash for quite a few years and I've used it before.
Nice. That's lovely to hear. We've had our eye on the Sew Over 50 community for a while. We have a group called the Pattern Insiders, who are sort of our pattern testers. They get our patterns ahead of release and they get to make it and give us feedback. And then we use lots of their pictures on our channels. And many of our Pattern Insiders are mature sewers. We're used to using a lot of their images. Some of the ones that we featured this week that are also Pattern Insiders. We had Nandita, who's at Divine Dita on Instagram. And we have Susie of Sewing in Spain, another sewer we've posted a lot over the years because she makes so many of our patterns. Thank you. Is Jackie, who is Mad Sewing Scientist on Instagram. She's fantastic. She takes brilliant pictures, vibrant colors. We're very keen on her pictures. So I personally came to know about Sew Over 50 by Susan Young, who has been a guest on your So Organized Style podcast many times.
Yes, she's wonderful.
She's fantastic. And I met her at one of the first London Stitchers meetups that used to happen a few years ago. And I met her quite a few years ago and started following her. And then as she got into the Sew Over 50 community and collaborating with them and writing the blog posts, that's how I got familiar with the community. So I have been following Sew Over 50 for years. It's really nice to now, a few years later, collaborate in a professional way via Sew Over It. So it's been a nice circle.
Thanks for mentioning Susan. She is really great at connecting people and she's so active in the sewing community, and it's lovely that she does the blog post for Sew Over 50.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's great. She's a great inspiration. I enjoy seeing her makes and seeing her outings. She always goes to museums and exhibitions, and she's a great inspiration in many ways. I love her posts on exhibitions that are to do with fashion or textiles. I'm always very excited to see those, and I often then go and see the exhibition because of that. She's an influencer, as you would say.
Yes, she's a sewing influencer, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what involvement has Janine had with Sew Over It?
So Janine, who is Oobop on Instagram, was our model for our latest pattern. We actually got in touch with Sew Over 50 to ask for recommendations if they knew of anyone that would be up for doing some modeling for us. And they came up with Janine, and she was an absolute pleasure to work with at the photo shoot. She's fantastic. I mean, she makes amazing things, but she was also just great in front of the camera. We had a lot of fun just playing around.
That's good.
Yeah. And so this was, I think we really, really wanted, some of our patterns to have mature sewers on the cover. So we photographed Janine for a couple of our new patterns, and then also we rephotographed some older patterns on her so that we could swap the image of the cover. And so she is now on our Libby shirt sewing pattern cover, on the Zadie blouse. She's on the Frida blouse and dress, which was our September pattern. And she is also in our newest release, our October pattern, which is the Ultimate Jeans. It's a very big one.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
And she looks fantastic in all the covers. So we're very happy.
That's good. Oh, yay. Sorry, I'm really excited that Sew Over It, Lisa Comfort, yourself, and Janine are, you've collaborated, and this is really great.
It's great. Yeah. And I mean, she was a great find. It was thanks to Judith and Sandy who suggested her. So yeah, that was a great collaboration already. And then we've collaborated on the special week.
How has the feedback gone from the week of collaborating with Sew Over 50?
It's been fantastic. We've had a lot of positive feedback, lots of people, resharing our posts and our stories. and just celebrating the fact that we are shining a light on the wonderful Sew Over 50 communities. So yeah, it's been great. It's been really good. I hope that some of our younger followers, hopefully who might not have been aware of Sew Over 50, might start following them. And equally that some of the Sew Over 50 followers that maybe weren't aware of our brand might find us and hopefully find some of our wonderful patterns that suit them and that are a lot of fun to sew.
Honestly, from my perspective, when I've made the Eve dress, however many times I've made it, the instructions are very clear. The patterns are easy to adjust, and they're lovely to wear. So you're right. Hopefully, younger sewers and sewers in the Sew 50 community find Sew Over It so that they can create clothes that represent who they are.
Exactly.
What can we look forward to for the rest of 2021 from Sew Over It this year?
Oh, all right.
No secrets, just, what can we look forward to?
Yeah, so we'll have a new pattern in November and we'll have a new pattern in December. So we're busy working on those. There's a lot of work involved in bringing out each pattern, and our team is very busy making sure that they will be ready for release, and we'll have some photo shoots again and, all that goes with the release of a new pattern. And we've also just given a big revamp to our Stitch School, which is our online learning platform. So we have some great classes on there. I think it's something that we've worked really hard at because, our instructions are very good and easy to follow, but some people just need that visual help to understand each technique. And on Stitch School, we have countless classes for every single technique you can think of. We have some workshops which are making something from start to finish, so you can see every step. There is a lot of information on there, and I think it's a great tool for new sewers and also more experienced sewers that need a refresher on certain techniques. So yeah, we've worked hard to make that nice and accessible, as useful as possible as a tool for sewers.
I think one of the things that is great when you've got Stitch School happening, that, you're right, when there are some techniques that you might try and you don't use for a while, it is good to have a refresh. And the other thing I saw on the website is the ebooks and the capsule wardrobes. They're quite handy, especially like from my perspective, going back to work, going back to the office when you're working from home. I thought that would be really handy.
Yeah, the ebooks I think are incredible value for money because you get a lot of different patterns and they all go together. So you've got like ready-made outfits in one place, if you know what I mean. I actually, the first Sew Over It patterns that I used personally, maybe 4 years ago, were the patterns from the City Break ebook, which are great. I was a very, very new sewer. I didn't know much. I knew I really wanted to learn to make shirts, and I made the Alex shirt from the City Break ebook, and I was so pleased with myself. And then, gradually I also made the skirt, the Erin skirt from that ebook, and I made the jeans, the top, the Molly top. They are very wearable patterns. They are really useful because you're creating not just the beautiful dress that you might wear at a party or an event, which we love as well so much.
Yeah, of course.
But it's really good to have all those go-to garments for everyday wear, for work. Yes, we have a work to weekend ebook, for example, which is great because it's smart dressing basically, and really, really cool patterns. And then we have one of our most popular ebooks, I think, is our Summer Dreaming ebook, which is full of fantastic patterns, including the Sorrento jacket, which is a little denim jacket. And we actually had Jen of Jen Leg Tees Creatives, I think I'm saying that right, on Instagram. She has made 4 versions of our Sorrento jacket, and one more beautiful than the next. It's incredible. We designed it as your classic denim jacket to throw over a dress in the summer, but she has taken it to a whole new level. She has made some wool ones, some with using scraps of different wools patched up together, and they look fantastic. And I personally hadn't thought of making a wool one, for example. So she's really inspired me. I need to try that.
Yeah, and she's put that wool one together quite nicely. The tones are amazing. And then there's the story behind where she got the fabric from too, which is really heartwarming.
Yes, so true, so true.
Alma, thank you so much for telling us about this collaboration with Sew Over It, with the Sew Over 50 community. It's been a fabulous week, and hearing all the good feedback and seeing all the comments has been really inspiring. And, the fact that Lisa Comfort thought that we could do this somehow, a few months ago, it's touching to see that she's doing this as one of the first sewing companies that has embraced Sew Over 50. So thank you.
Definitely. We're so proud, and we're so happy of how it turned out, the reaction that it's had. And, onwards and upwards, we'll continue to shine a light on the Sew Over 50 community as much as we can. It was nice to have a nice burst of it on our social platforms for a week, but we'll definitely commit to keep sharing and keep using over 50 models and everything that goes with it to keep the two communities, our company and the Sew Over 50 community, nice and together.
I mean, it's wonderful that you've used Sew Over 50 people to represent the patterns most recently. You can't ask for more than that, really.
Oh, good. And I mean, Janine looks fantastic on all the covers. So, it all makes sense.
It does, yeah. It's a really good collaboration. It's very respectful of each other. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. It was lovely to chat to you.
Thank you for your time as well. And say thank you to Lisa for letting us develop this podcast to support the week of collaborating Sew Over 50 and Sew Over It.
Thank you. I'll pass it on. Thank you so much.
And have a lovely day, listeners.
Bye.
This episode of Sew Over 50 podcast on Sew Organised Style was produced by me, Maria Theoharis, with permission of Lisa Comfort of Sew Over It. Sound by bensound.com. You can subscribe to Sew Organised Style podcast, spelt with an S, not a Z, on all good podcast apps. Please give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. If this is your first podcast, make sure you go back and listen to our Sew Over 50 archive and catch up on this series. There are over 90 Sew Over 50 podcasts that are free to listen to. There's actually more than 260 in the Sew Organised Style podcast episode library. Post any questions or suggestions you have on our Instagram account at Sew Organised Style, or on our website at www.seworganisedstyle.com, or on our Facebook page. We look forward to joining you in your sewing room next time. Stay safe, everyone.